have money. Once she do that and she find out that this is not the type of man for me, because may not be what she needs, but that's what she's been taught. So when she finds out that this is the kind of man that her mom says she needs and it doesn't work out, that's the time that she needs to sit down and be still with herself and says, what type of man do I attract? And what type of man is attracted to me? Don't take long for you to find out. Just be still with yourself and find out about yourself. You don't have to write a list down. Just be still and say, you know, I need to find out exactly what type of man I can be comfortable with, happy with, what it is that I need from a man exactly. Not, oh, I need beauty, oh, I need someone that's going to have money. That's not it. You need to find out exactly what you need in order for you to be happy. Because once you choose the mate for a lifetime mate, if you're married to this person, that's the man that's going to be in your system for as long as you're there. It takes 2 years for you to get all of that anger, all of the bitterness out of your system for that man if he's not right for you.
Okay, now, you had mentioned to me about there's a certain celebrity who wrote a book, and she detailed in this book of this big old long list about everything she wanted in a man. And it turns out that she thought she had it, but she's now divorced. What is the biggest mistake you think she made?
Writing the list. Writing that list. There's no list.
Mm-hmm.
There's only wisdom. There's only your own mind. There's only your own self. There's only your own thinking. There's only you can decide what you would like. Sit and be quiet and decide for yourself. Look around. There are plenty of men out there who are looking for the type of women that you are. The list, throw it away, put it down, put it to the side. Don't pick it up because it's not going to work. For the sake of this, just leave it alone.
Okay. Now, you know, a lot of viewers are probably going to want to ask, okay, who's the celebrity who wrote this book? Who is she referring to? Do you want to name?
No, I really don't. I mean, unless you want me to, I will. But if you want me to, I will.
Let me see, for the viewers' sake. Do you want to give a hint?
Yes, I can give a hint.
Okay.
She used to work on The View.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. You guys can probably figure it out, you know, which one is divorced from that. Okay. Now, going back to this bitterness that women have, you said it takes about 2 years for a woman to get it out of their system.
Yes.
How would they go about purging themselves from this bitterness?
You can't have a relationship. Bottom line. Bottom line. And without sounding vulgar, I will tell you why. Because when you having sexual intercourse with a person, that person's inside of you, you're inside of that person. And once a man is inside of you, you have all of those feelings inside of you. Good feelings, bad feelings, it doesn't really matter what type of feelings you have. Those feelings are there. They're still there. You still get that urge, sexual feeling, urge from that one person. You still want that touch. You still want that, whatever it is that they have brought to your life, you still want that. Once you decide you are finished, that means that you in your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul, you are finished. You have to step back for 2 years. It takes about 2 years for all of that to leave. That means it's a daily process. It's not a right now process, it's a daily process. It takes a while for you to decide, I don't want to see this person no more. I know I still have the feelings, but I got to be strong enough to say, you know, I need to release myself from this person. And it's a day-to-day process. Do it on a day-to-day basis. Do it every day. I don't need this. I don't need that. Doesn't matter when it is. Don't force it. Let it come. After the 2 year period, you'll start to understand why you do not need. It takes 2 years. You'll understand why. By that time, you're ready to date again. You're ready to see. Okay, now you had your chance to sit down. You had your chance to decide on what it is that you need. You have the chance to decide on what it is you want. If you have children, you have to decide on, I've got to be here for my children. Whatever it is that's important to you, you have to decide. In those 2 years, you got a lot of, that's 2 years is a lot of time. And in that time, you have to decide on what's important to me as a person. What's important to my children? How do they feel? Then when it's time to date, it'll come slowly, but you don't force it. Just let it come to you. When that time gets here, you'll know it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know it.
And in the event that she happens to make a mistake and go before that 2-year period, what are the consequences?
The same thing. You'll meet the same type of person. You'll do the same type of thing. You'll be in the same type of relationship. It'll just repeat itself because you haven't given yourself a chance to really find what you really need and what you really desire, what you really want.
Now, to all the women out there who are feeling bitter, and this speaks to all across the board, it encompasses whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, what would you say to them to help themselves to relieve themselves of the bitterness and anger?
Bitterness and anger is something all of us carry in our system when we're in a relationship. It's like a sore. You know, you put a tape on, a Band-Aid on it, and it'll get a scab, and then it will heal for a while, and then all of a sudden, here come those old feelings. It'll come out again. Still, you have to just, sometimes you have to just pray and ask God to help you. Because if it's really bad, you can't do it on your own all the time. Sometimes you need just a little bit of more help, something that you can't really do. You have to have some real help. So if you're willing to do that, if you're willing to ask God to come in and help you, then it'll help you. The bitterness will leave. No man or no woman want bitterness in a new relationship. Nobody does. That's not something that you can sometimes do on your own. Because when we as women are bitter, there's no amount of anything at the beginning can help us. That's something that we have to be quiet on our own and decide on. I just got to help myself. I've got to see what I need to do. You can't be in a relationship at no time while you're bitter. There's no need to be in one. Because you don't need to put that off on the other opposite sex. You don't need that. That's not good for you. It's not good for the other person. And if you have children, it's not good for the children.
Mm-hmm.
So bitterness is something that you need to learn how to get away from at all costs. It's something that you're going to have to work on your own, on yourself. Define it and do something about it. First thing, you have to define it. You got to define bitterness. Why am I bitter? Then if you need to write that down, then you write that down. And then you'll start from there. And it'll take care of itself.
Now, this is a very interesting topic right there. Some people may be wondering, how long would it take for my bitterness to go? How much work do I have to put into it?
You're going to have to, it's according to how much bitterness you have. There's no real answer. There's no date, no time. That's nothing. That depends on you. It's a process you have to, it's like a purging. You have to purge yourself. You have to decide on, I'm bitter because this is what happened to me as a child. I'm bitter because this is the thing that happened to me with my father and my mom. I'm bitter because my husband, I loved him and he didn't love me back. Whatever the bitterness is, you got to define it. And then you got to look it dead in the eye like you would something that you just really can't stand. Purge yourself and let it happen. There's no time on it. Time heals all wounds. A wound is something that has to heal in its own time. So when you finally sit down and decide, I need to get this out of here. I need to it's just not working. I'm just tired of the same old situation. It's just like finances. When you get tired of being in debt, what do? You sit there, get all those pile of bills, get them up there, open those old bills out, write down what you need to pay, call the people up. That's the same thing with a relationship. You sit down and you figure out, why am I bitter? And the tears will come. The tears will come. The hate will come. Everything will come. Let it come at that time. Let it come. Let it come out. God only lets you cry just a little while. He don't let you cry all the time. He's going to let you cry at that time a little while. When that is over, he's going to wipe those tears and you're going to go right on about your business and keep it moving.
Great point. Now, what are some of the lessons we spoke about from the beginning, when she's, let's say, a child, and then when she goes into a woman, what should a healthy woman do to pass on to her daughters to avoid making the mistakes that she might have made that made her so bitter and angry for a period?
A mom with a small child, needs to talk to her small child. First of all, it never stops. You never stop being a mom. You never stop talking to your children. We're children of somebody's parent. We're children. If you got an 80-year-old mom, you're still a child of that 80-year-old mom. So even though when you're a small child, a child, first of all, needs to listen. That's a big step. A child needs to listen. You need to find a way to make your child listen. Whatever topic you want to talk about for the day, you need to make sure that that child is listening about the topic. Because that's the topic we're going to